It takes a certain kind of person to feud with the best player in basketball. And LeBron James has had foes over the years. But when it comes to true LeBron beef, pure mutual disdain, DeShawn Stevenson stands alone. Well, Soulja Boy stands with him too, but we'll get to that. Like LeBron, DeShawn Stevenson was one of many high school superstars who jumped straight to the NBA in the early 2000s. Unlike LeBron, he was merely an okay professional player. Never an all-star or anything close to it, but a fine scorer and a wing defender whose teams often made the playoffs. Also unlike LeBron, DeShawn Stevenson got Abe Lincoln tattooed on his throat, and had a beard growing contest with his friend Drew Gooden, and made Can't Feel My Face his signature celebration, and had an ATM installed in his home. So Stevenson was never a star player, but he was definitely a personality, becoming kind of a household name when he played with the Wizards. Establishing beef with someone who is much, much better at your job than you are takes some nerve and some effort, and Stevenson had that. All he needed was motive. That motive arrived sometime around the 07-08 season when LeBron said something that made DeShawn very, very mad. The Cavs had eliminated the Wizards from the playoffs in 06 and 07, so some inter-team rivalry was brewing. And this is speculative, but there may have been some thorny off-court connection between LeBron and DeShawn too. Here we'll need to catch up on some music history. It will be relevant, I promise. In 1997, Beyonce Knowles' long-standing, ever-changing girl group signed with Columbia Records under a new name, Destiny's Child. At that time, Beyonce had 3 bandmates, Kelly Rowland, LaToya Luckett, and Latavia Roberson. In 2000, Luckett and Roberson had issues with management, and they soon got pushed all the way out of the group. They reportedly found out they were no longer Destiny's Children when they saw the video for Say My Name. They'd helped write the song, but the video featured 2 people who just weren't them. Replacing Roberson and Luckett were Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin, the latter of whom promptly left the group on murky terms of her own. Beyonce, like LeBron, is ruthless in her pursuit of greatness. And that's how we ended up with the Destiny's Child you know and love, the people that reunited for that Super Bowl performance. There was a point to this. By the 07-08 season, LeBron was already very good friends with Jay-Z, who was himself just months away from marrying Beyonce. The couple showed up at LeBron's games all the time. They were all tight. You see these 2 people, LaToya Luckett and Farrah Franklin? DeShawn Stevenson dated Luckett in early 2007, and there were rumors in late 2007 that he dated Franklin too. So did Stevenson's beef with LeBron happen because he dated 2 jilted former co-workers of Beyonce? One can't say for sure, but we just learned a lot of Destiny's Child history, and we are all better for it. In any event, Stevenson learned of something LeBron had said about him to their mutual friend Drew Gooden, and it was something he really didn't like. When asked if the comment was basketball related or a personal thing, Stevenson said it was both. That grudge found daylight following the last CAVS-WIZAROS game of the regular season, which ended with LeBron missing a game winner over Stevenson. DeShawn went in on LeBron immediately after the game, calling him overrated. LeBron just laughed at that and drew what was, in retrospect, a pretty apt hip-hop parallel. On the off chance that comment doesn't make sense to you, Soulja Boy is a rapper who had one very big single and corresponding dance craze in 2007, then more or less fell off the map. Jay-Z is Jay-Z. So you see what LeBron was getting at. Stevenson took that comparison and ran, looking ahead to a likely first-round matchup with Soulja Boy in the building. Oh, and he demanded that LeBron cut his beard too. And guess what? The Cavs and Wizards met in the first round for the 3rd year in a row. During games 1 and 2 in Cleveland, LeBron dominated the Wizards and took some time to mock Stevenson's celebration. And, spoiler, the Cavs would go on to eliminate the Wizards yet again. But not before the series moved to Washington, D.C. for Game 3. D.C. marked a fork in the road for the DeShawn-LeBron beef. Was Stevenson going to let this drop, or was he serious about that Soulja Boy thing? And what did Soulja Boy himself think about all this? Yep. Soulja Boy didn't like basketball much, but he did like attention. So you're goddamn right Soulja Boy showed up to Game 3 in a Stevenson jersey. Did Soulja Boy do the Soulja Boy dance? Of course he did. Did Soulja Boy inspire DeShawn to hit 5 threes in LeBron's face during a blowout Wizards win? Yes, he did. Did Washington's Caron Butler do the Soulja Boy dance right on the floor? I think you know the answer. What a wonderful moment in beef history. After that Game 3, LeBron still tried to dismiss Stevenson, insisting there was no beef at all. But he should have told his friend that, because 2 days later, Jay-Z released a freestyle over the beat of the Too Short classic, Blow the Whistle. The track clearly referenced the Stevenson and Soulja Boy step.
Overrated. If anything, they underpaid.
And
Friday night at a Washington, D.C. spot called Love, the DJ played a new song by hip-hop conglomerate Jay-Z, a good friend of LeBron's.
yeah, the song debuted in a D.C. nightclub. Cleveland's Damon Jones was in attendance and reportedly got on stage while it was playing. Washington's Caron Butler was there too and stormed out of the club when he heard the song. DeShawn was dismayed at this whole thing, but he couldn't help but feel excited to have his very own Jay-Z diss track. Anyway, the series moved along. In Game 4, DeShawn hit LeBron with a flagrant foul and the two had some words. LeBron suggested he would have responded very differently to the flagrant foul had they not been at work. The Cavs went on to win the series in 6 games, tying the bow on a 3-year run of playoff dominance over Washington. Things mostly stayed quiet the next few years, with only light flare-ups when the two teams met. DeShawn versus LeBron wasn't quite done though. In 2011, Stevenson was on the Mavericks, LeBron had joined the Heat, and the two met in the finals. This time, DeShawn tried to downplay the beef and avoid pissing off the king. He tried mostly to keep it on the court. Stevenson couldn't help himself after Miami took a 2-1 lead in the series. But once Dallas pulled ahead and returned to Miami for Game 6, Stevenson had to go out of his way to limit the beef. See, this was back when people impersonating celebrities on Facebook was a thing. Is that still a thing? And some rando pretending to be Stevenson posted this. Mavs coach Rick Carlisle yelled at Stevenson, who then had to state publicly that that wasn't him. Look at these quotes. This is a man who desperately doesn't want to be the guy who woke the beast and ruined everything for a team on the precipice of a championship. And it all worked out. Stevenson suppressed the beef, and the Mavs handled LeBron to win Game 6 and get DeShawn a ring. And, of course, LeBron would go on to grab some hardware of his own, so everybody made it out of this beef a winner. Stevenson's NBA career ended when the Hawks waived him in 2013, but he did try to get a new job by pleading publicly with LeBron. That's that moment where you wish you didn't call a dude overrated 5 years prior. But whatever LeBron said to start this all, DeShawn is leaving the beef in the past. And what a beef it was. DeShawn Stevenson only meant to start shit with a star who had drawn his ire. But he put in the work. And what he got was a bizarre playoff spectacle. People impersonating him on Facebook, and a goddamn Jay-Z diss track written just for him. That is return on investment, friends. That is the power of beef. Hey, thanks for watching Beef History. If you liked it, please leave a comment. If you didn't like it, don't leave a comment. If you got any more beefs you'd like us to explore, feel free to suggest them. And remember to click subscribe right here.